Welcome! Thank you for joining us. Today we will be talking about and discussing how news in Forex is 100% propaganda and is only used as a distraction to keep you from seeing what is actually happening. So, we know there's a dealer that is manipulating this market, and in order for the dealer to create big moves, move the market like this, like he did today, he has to hide the move behind a news event. Or in other words, he's like a magician, where a magician will get you to look one way while he does something over here to get you distracted from what's really going on. So, how does this work in the Forex market? Well, the dealer uses the highs and the lows, as we've talked about, so here's the pre-created high on the euro versus the US dollar right here. The dealer worked off of this high and did not break the high. Then, okay, here is basically the news we're working with. This news is, I have it filtered here to only high impact news events. So today, Wednesday, which is the middle of the week, we have multiple news events on the US dollar from 8:30 to 2 p.m. or 2:30 p.m. And we can see today is Wednesday. This just happened. This news event just happened. So, what if I told you that I already expected the dealer to rise price up to this area, up to the high here, and spike up and hit the highs that were up here? What if I told you I was already expecting that? Well, let me show you this here. Last night I was analyzing, knowing that these news events were going to occur. And this is what I drew out. I saw the wedge pattern forming right here, this wedge, and it was obvious that there was going to be some sort of a breakout at news. So I drew this with the ultimate goal of having price spike to the upside and hit our stop losses, or I should say the stop losses of the retail traders in this area and all up in here. These red zones would be marked out as the stop losses. So, what happened? this is exactly what happened. The dealer came down as expected. He didn't come down all the way like we did expect, but he did come down a bit and then spiked up, and you can see came right up into our zone here that we had drawn out. Now we are in a sell position at this point, at this blue line. The blue line is right at the high of the month for Euro USD. So, how could we have expected that news event a day or 2 days or even 3 days beforehand? Well, the dealer came up, like we said, and worked the high. The dealer now has trapped liquidity in this zone. So, in other words, upon spiking the market in this massive candle here, many retail traders saw this as an opportunity to buy. I'm sorry, I'm like stuttering here or something. I'm just really excited. So many retail traders bought upon seeing this big green candle, and right in here is where a lot of them got jammed up. A lot of retail traders got jammed up buying, and then here was the spike to hit the stop losses, and then came up again. But notice that they do not break this blue line because they have trapped liquidity above that blue line. And not only that, but they were trying to create a false high and then use a news event in the future to spike up, hit any stop losses of any sellers that have their stop losses in this area and were selling in here and holding, or selling in here with stop loss above the high. So the dealer, let's just clean this chart up a bit. The dealer targeted the highs of the week because there are stop losses of sellers that sold in this area, that sold here and here. Upon seeing this, they saw what looked like a downtrend, so they started selling, and that is exactly why, that is the only reason why the market moved up. All of these numbers you see here, I have the last time I looked at these numbers was probably a year ago. I have not looked at any of these numbers. I do not care about these numbers when they come out. This is the distraction. This doesn't mean anything. All I care about is the timing. At least the dealer gives me some sort of a reference, some sort of knowing as to when this is going to happen, when this event will happen, when the volatility is expected. So we saw after this rise here, there was this massive rise here, right? And then we can see there's some sort of a consolidation happening in this zone. After the consolidation, the dealer created the high. trapped liquidity in this zone, trapped buyers in here, came down, they hit their stop loss, and then consolidated in that wedge pattern to induce as much liquidity as possible. Retail traders saw this whole wedge as an opportunity to buy up and down and up and down. And then at the news event, we can see it's like a coil or a spring that is unleashed. A spring that gets sprung. And the dealer uses this volatility to make his move. This is how he makes his move. This is what he does. This is all he does. And I'm going to predict his next move. And I can almost guarantee it. Because this is just a very, very perfect setup that he has shown us. The dealer has now shown us his hand and what he is doing. We can see the dealer's working the high of the week. He used that news event to come up to the high of the week and trap one last time at this high. What's going to happen? Why do you think there's something that's going to happen? Well, at 2 o'clock and at 2:30, there is the FOMC statement release. So, that is obviously going to have a massive impact on the US dollar. My prediction is that the US dollar is going to go up. So, I believe this big spike was used to hit stop losses and induce retail traders to buy. This big spike was also used to hit stop losses at the high here and induce retail traders to buy. Retail traders bought here and here. I am guessing there's trapped liquidity here, and there is also retail traders that are getting greedy and buying in here because they are already in profit on this move up. So, what do they think is going to happen? I am guessing that they are thinking that something like this will happen. A continuation to the upside. And they have their precious support and resistance graphed out right here. And they're buying like crazy in this range. What can we expect? We can expect possibly within the next hour or so, hour and a half, when the news event comes, we can expect either a spike to the high and then drop, or just a drop as it is. when the news event comes, that is. So, if this is the US dollar that is going to be affected, is the Euro USD the only pair that we're going to trade, or the only pair that is tradable? No. You will see in just a moment that this works on all pairs. At least all pairs, I should say, are manipulated through the market by dealers that are using this as propaganda and a disguise to hide their move. So, let's check out USD JPY as an example. So we said we are thinking that the US dollar is going to rise. We can see the pre-created low right here for the USD JPY. And here's the news event that happened prior to or right after the release of, what was that news event? The retail sales and the core sales at 8:30. So, here's a massive move. It was a 130 pip move to the downside, or 68 pips in one candle. So, on our 4-hour chart, we can see the wedge forming right here. That wedge forming, and the bottom of the wedge created the low. And this is on a higher time frame, right? We're looking at the 4-hour. So, the bottom of this wedge created that low, and then the breakout of the wedge was used to spike the low and induce retail traders short. So, we should be looking to go long against the retail traders and with the dealer, with the move of the dealer, not against him. So, this is what we see. This is what we believe will happen. This is what I believe will happen. On a smaller time frame, oh wow, alright. Also, I just noticed that the US dollar, the USD JPY has a gap right here. There was a gap that was not filled So that news event was used to fill that gap. Wow. Genius. Alright. On 15-minute, we can see that spike down to that liquidity zone. And I am going to guess that there will be some sort of a move like this occurring very soon. Alright, let's check out another pair. USD CHF. Alright, this is what we had drawn out. Actually, this is what I drew out as my representation of what I thought the news would do on USD CHF. This was yesterday, a day prior to the news event that made this happen. What happened on USD CHF? It did almost exactly that. It broke out of that wedge to the upside, not perfectly to the top here, but very close, and then came down, did that whipsaw that we see all the time, as expected. Now, it did not come down to our low here, and I do not think it will, but it may. It may. I may be wrong here. But I have a buy-in at this area right here. Stop loss was down here. Price came within about 3 pips of the stop loss. It was a 20 pip stop loss and about a 50 pip gain. So a nice 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio to go with that news event. And hopefully we'll see the news to come spike the market upwards like we are expecting. So, thank you for joining us. I'm going to pause the video now, and we will get back to it in just a bit when the news comes. So, thank you guys. Peace out. And we're back. News just hit. The FOMC just got released I have not even looked at the numbers yet. I haven't even refreshed the page. They were released about 9 minutes ago. And you can see already what happened. Exactly what we were expecting. That spike to the low and then for it to come up. Exactly like how I drew it. Let's see, the Euro USD did the exact same thing. Spike to the high and then come down. It's coming down a bit. It was all the way down here. We'll see it close, and I'm almost positive it'll close off and trickle down to at least the 50 or the 200 moving average. USD JPY, what happened? Same scenario, the spike to the low, like we guessed, like we expected, because that's what we were expecting, right? So, like I said, you guys, news is complete propaganda. It's complete BS to get you confused and get you looking the wrong way. This happened for a reason, and if you're just focused on the numbers and not the structure, you're not going to understand the reason of why this is happening. So, I mean, there it is. There's 3 basically perfect playouts of one of the largest, most volatile news events you can trade, the FOMC releasement statement. So, yeah, we caught it down and we caught it up. It was pretty obvious that it was going to play out this way, like we expected. NZD USD, same thing, that spike to the high and then that drop. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching. That was really all I wanted to show you, that news events are just created, they're just a distraction to keep you from seeing what is actually occurring and what is actually happening in real time. So, thank you guys for joining me. My name is Dylan. Have a great day. Hope you enjoyed. Peace out. We're back. Alright, I didn't want to end the video just yet because, as you can see, boom. 3 candles. 3 candles, you guys. 1, 2, 3. That's 45 minutes of work. The dealer moved 70 pips just on USD CHF in 45 minutes. Take profit was hit. Our target of about 50 pips. Easy 50 pips right there. What happened on Euro USD? Boom! If we would have literally entered at exactly this second leg, there was the high created here, and then there was that first leg, and then here's that second leg. Boom. Still an instant 70 plus pips. USD JPY. Boom! Came down a little bit. Spiked the low about came 13 pips off of the low, and then came up 76 pips in 3 candles. Literally to the pip, though. I mean, we were targeting this area, and look at that. I mean, you couldn't get any more precise. Perfect. Boom. Boom. I mean, there's... How many pips is that, you guys? Count them up. Also, gold. Gold we were selling as well. Gold spiked into the 1278 level. Created that M formation. There's this second leg that was very volatile. So, wow, this has been a beautiful FOMC release. Just wanted to make this video, you guys, to show you that this news is complete propaganda to get you trading in the wrong direction and to complete this. This is what must be completed every single day. This whipsaw. You can see it here. Boom, hit the high, hit the low, and then come off the day in consolidation. You can see it every day. There, hit the high, hit the low, come off the day in consolidation. It's all the same, you guys. You gotta see this. Alright, well, that was basically my job for today. My job is done. That was a basically perfect analysis, perfect FOMC release. Very happy about it. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Actually, let me just touch up on this 1 second. We were talking about the highs and the lows in the beginning of the video, so let's end the video talking about the highs and lows. Here we can see the high of last week is right here. The dealer had to spike to the low, and now I just realized that there was another news event, and that's why there's this big spike up. And this news event is inducing retail traders long and working the high of last week. So now we can literally expect this to drop quite a bit, or at least retrace and then continue the uptrend. But I sold at this spot here right before I started the video, and well, wish me luck. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in. That's really all I wanted to talk about today. Oh, here's the, wow. Yeah, here was what was expected from yesterday, USD CHF. You can see that is basically what happened here. Came down, spiked the low, spiked the high, and now, like I said, we can expect that downward movement possibly to come off the low once again and move upwards. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Have a great day. Peace out.